So let's go ahead and talk about the design and build of the Alcatel POP 4S. On the right hand side, you got your power button, your volume rockers. As you work your way down, you have a mic and your charging port. On the left hand side, there are no buttons at all. And take a look at the front of the device. You get a 5 megapixel front facing camera with flash. There is a notification light, and then you get the home button on the bottom, which is also a fingerprint sensor. Up on top, you got your headphone jack and a noise cancellation mic as well. So turning the device over, you get a 13 megapixel rear facing camera with dual tone flash, Alcatel branding, POP branding, and then your rear firing speakers. Now the back is removable, which is going to give you access to a 2960 non-removable battery, access to your SIM card tray, and your micro SD card for expandable storage. Now talking a little bit more about the build, this is an all plastic design, but it also has some good weight to it, and it also has some pretty nice curves, as you can see there, and overall it's a pretty nice design. I like it. So taking a look at this fingerprint scanner here, I gotta say, since I've been using this device, it works about 98% of the time. It's not super fast or anything like that, but it does provide as a good security feature having the fingerprint scanner on this device. So let me go ahead and just show you the Google folder here, and as you can see, these are all the apps that are pre-installed on the Alcatel POP 4S. I'll go ahead and move on to the app drawer here, so you can take a look at these other pre-installed applications like Facebook, Instagram, a couple VR apps that are pre-installed on this device. So the good thing with this device, it does have the gyroscope, it does have that sensor, so you're going to be able to view all your 360 footage with no problem. So holding down the home screen, these are the pre-installed wallpapers that come with the Alcatel POP 4S. Again, in this review, I'm going to try to show you as much as I can about this device. So hopefully this video will help in your decision if you should purchase this device, or maybe this won't be the device for you. But again, I'm going to try to give you as much information. So there's another feature here which I really like, where you can pick your different themes, and there's a library of themes. And these are the ones that are chosen in the library that you can pick. So as you can see there, I'm choosing that. All you got to do is apply it, and then it just changes the whole theme, the whole layout of your home screen here. So it's pretty neat. I really like that feature that is provided there. So, and there's a variety of different ones to choose from. So it changes not just the home screen, but it changes the app drawer, the icons. I'll go ahead and show you another one here. So there's another one I'm gonna choose here, and then as you can see, it's kind of like a light wood theme that goes, and even the app drawer changes as well. So that's pretty neat. I like that. And you can actually customize your own and just make ones that you prefer to have on your Alcatel POP 4S. For me, I'm just going to put it back to the default for the review here. And pulling down the notification bar there, you are able to adjust brightness, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. You also get an option for flashlight, rotation. So there's quite a bit to choose from there. And jumping into settings here, I'll go through a couple of these here just to kind of show you, and you can get an idea. So you also get tethering and portable hotspot on this device. And moving on from that, we'll move on to these different functions you have that you can add to your lock screen, and there's quite a bit to choose from there that you can add. And moving on from that, you also get double tap to wake and double tap to sleep gesture on this device as well. And moving on to display, you get something what is called mirror vision, which you can also change the display to like a standard or a vivid mode. So it's really neat. You have that option there on the Alcatel POP 4S. And then again, you can change the font size. There's also a flip case for this device, which I don't have, but it is available. And this does come with 16 gigabytes of onboard memory. Out of the box, you get about 10 gigabytes of user available memory there. Got some battery saving modes there. Me personally, battery life, I'm getting about 4 hours of screen on time, but that'll vary. Just depends on your usage. Now moving on to the fingerprint sensor, you get some options here where you can assign certain fingerprints to open up certain applications. So these are the applications you can choose from, and whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Play Store, all you got to do is just assign that certain fingerprint and it'll open up the application. And then you also get some other options here in sound and notification as well. Do not disturb option. Now out of the box, this is running Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So I'm not not too sure how Alcatel is with the updates. Let me know, but from my understanding, it should at least be 6.0.1. Alright, so let's go into the messaging app here, and let me go ahead and show you the pre-installed emojis that are on this. If you guys have been following my reviews in the past, I always show the emojis that are in the messaging app. So those are the ones that are there. And then moving on from that, another pre-installed app, the VR Store. So this just gives you some other ways of enjoying virtual reality on the Alcatel POP 4S from that library there. So let's move on to YouTube, because I know a lot of us like to use our devices to watch YouTube videos. And let me just tell you, this device is excellent watching YouTube videos. I had no problems with it. The display looks very nice. It doesn't get super bright, but it is really nice looking. It's a 1080p display. Watching videos on 60 frames per second looks pretty nice. Sound quality is good. It's not super loud, but it's not super low either. So I would say it does have some good sound quality to it. And, you know, viewing angles are good. So since we are on YouTube here, go ahead and check out my fellow YouTuber here that also is covering the Alcatel POP 4S. That's him right there. Check out his channel as well for more information. So let's jump into CPU X here and give you some system information. Again, this does have a octa-core 1.8 gigahertz processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM. And as you can see, there's just some more operating system information there, some memory information. Those are some of the features. Again, there is no NFC on this device, so keep that in mind. Ran the Geekbench 4 test. We got single core score of 691 and multi-core score of 2,689. Let's move on to gameplay, because I know a lot of us like to play games on our devices. So is this good for playing games? I would say yes. I would say it is good for playing games. I was able to play this game. Honestly, had no problem running this game. I mean, it ran pretty smooth. Maybe there was a drop of frame here and there. And again, like basic games like Candy Crush, Temple Run, Subway Surfers, there's going to be no issues whatsoever there. But most importantly, this device does have a gyros sensor, does have the gyroscope, so you are going to be able to play Pokemon Go with no problems. Let's go ahead and move on to the camera. So this device has a 13 megapixel rear facing camera with flash. It also has a 5 megapixel front facing camera with flash. So I gotta say, on a day like this, outdoors, good sunlight, you're gonna get some great images. It's gonna produce some very, very nice pictures for you. You got some different options here as well. So you got this option where you can actually record and then you get this little window here. Remember my Samsung Galaxy S4 had a very similar feature, and you can actually move it around. You can make it larger, the window, you can make it smaller. So you do get that with this camera as well. So I would say this camera here will actually perform good, like I'm saying, on a day like this. Low light is where it is gonna suffer, because it just, like most smartphones, just low light photos is just not the strong point. So as you can see here, I give you kind of a sample. I'm moving around, I'm taking photos here, and you know, for the most part, 13 megapixel rear facing camera is pretty good. And let's go ahead and go into the settings here. So you got face beauty, you got some options here: shutter sound, kids mode, anti-shake, gesture shot, smile shot, auto scene detection, self timer. So I mean, you're getting a lot in the settings of this camera here. Auto scene detection. So as you can see there, there's just a list of options there in the camera. So moving on, you also get electronic image stability, you got microphone, you got audio mode there, you get time-lapse options there as well, and you're able to record in 1080p at 30 frames per second. And also, I noticed when I was using the Alcatel POP 4S and taking photos with it, I had to tap on the display quite a bit to get it to really focus in on the subject. So I just want to let you know as well. Now when it comes to recording, you can record at 1080p at 30 frames per second. You can take photos while recording. You can pause and resume your recording. So, you know, ultimately this is a decent 13 megapixel camera. Now one thing I would recommend with this device is keep the background apps to a minimum. You don't want a whole lot running. It will slow the device down. So just keep that in mind. But multitasking was relatively smooth. Just keep in mind, just keep the background apps to a minimum. Outdoor visibility, I definitely have to have this device cranked up to 100%. There is a very reflective glare on this device when you are outdoors. Now, when it comes to charging this device, it actually charges fairly quick with the Quick Charge 2.0 on board, so that's a nice feature. Well, that was my full review of the Alcatel POP 4S. You know, hopefully I covered everything. If I missed something, I do apologize, but I honestly believe this is a good, solid performing device. You know, it has a lot of good features that you're getting with this. So, you know, with that being said, you know, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for subscribing. If you enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up button, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.